Guys, welcome back to another Big Al's How to Get Big video. Now this video is perhaps one of the most complicated subjects out there. I'm going to try and simplify it as best as possible, but it is a complicated subject because it's something that changes as you change size and changes as you get older, and that is diet and food, what to eat and how much to eat to get bigger. It's not an easy thing to say. The only way I can simplify it is if you want to get big, you gotta eat big. But the problem is it's so easy to overeat or eat the wrong food. And yes, get big, but also get fat with it as well. And most people on here who are watching this aren't going to want to get too much fatter than what they actually already are. They just want to gain muscle. And that's hard to do. To gain muscle without actually putting a little extra weight on is very, very difficult. I failed at it. Okay, at the beginning, I gained a lot of weight, and I gained a lot of size, and I gained a huge amount of strength, and muscle. I gained a lot of muscle. I mean, I was averaging about a stone a year in body weight, and I was getting like hooked to saying, yeah, I gained another stone this year, bam, bam, bam. Especially when you consider at the beginning, I weighed 10.5 stone, at basically 6'3", when I was 18 years old. That's quite slim, and I was athletic with it as well. I did actually have a half decent amount of muscle, but I was rock solid, literally. You know, when you're in the clubs, you take your top off or whatever, you let the girls feel your arm. Literally, it was like I was chiseled out of rock. I wasn't like veins popping out or anything, but I had a natural six-pack, and I was solid. I was solid. There was no fat on me whatsoever. Compared to now, yeah, okay, I'm big, but I've got that slight puffiness that you get typically with weightlifters. And part of that is age. You know, I'm 12 years older, but second of it is because I made mistakes at the beginning. For me, what made me big was I worked out that if I drink a lot of milk, I can put a lot of size on, a lot of strength. My body reacts well to milk. Not everyone will have it. Some people will be lactose intolerant. It will just make you have the shits all the time, right? But for me, I responded well to milk, and I saw it as nature's own sort of protein shake, and it was cheap, easy to get your hands on, and I liked the taste of it. And so what I did was every night I would drink about 6 pints of milk before going to bed, and I got strong as an ox off it. But over a couple of years of doing that, I also put a belly on, because of course it was full fat milk, and I put the fat around my belly basically. Now I wasn't overly massively overweight or anything. If you scroll down to the bottom videos I started on here, I was about 24 when I started on YouTube, so it's about 5-6 years ago that I started on here, and you'll see that my physique had a puffiness to it, but I wasn't like fat or anything like that. I was big, and I just had a bit of excess weight on me. I'm still a bit of the same, but over the last sort of 6 months, 7 months, I've been trying to cut up a little bit more, get into what I feel is a more reasonable shape, and I'm starting to get there now. But when I look back, I kind of regret getting obsessed with, and this is how I did it, I got obsessed with what was on the scales. I was looking at the scales without looking in the mirror, but really I should have done both. I should have looked at the scales going, hey, I've gained a couple of pounds today, but then looked in the mirror going, oh no, but it's not really possibly muscle. Half a pound of it's muscle, 1.5 pound of it's fat, or whatever, you know, if I've gained 2 pounds or whatever. If I'd been honest and looked in the mirror and been honest about it, I could have perhaps gained the same size and the same strength, but kept my lovely natural physique that I used to have. But this is where then, as I say, I want you to guys to learn from my mistake. Eat big, but just about bigger, just a little bit more bigger than what you need to maintain your body weight. Now you can go online, guys, as I say, on Google and stuff, and try and calculate your BMR and all that. But I think, to be honest, for most people that's overcomplicated, and that's what puts people off dieting or eating correctly, is the complexity of the mathematics behind it and the concepts. And those equations, they exist for a reason, because it is useful to have. But if you're not a trained dietitian or you've got a science background or something, it's going to go over your head most likely. I have a science background, and even I, at times, I mean, I know the equations and I can work it out, and I know I need 3,500 calories a day, just if I lie in bed all day just to maintain body weight. I know all the maths behind it, I've done it all, but do I apply it to my daily diet? No, I don't, because I've got that bodybuilder kind of attitude where everything has to be very precise. And the mass majority of you on here are not going to do that, or you might start off with the best intentions of doing that, but most will fall by the wayside. I'm brutally honest with you guys. I'm realistic about how it's going to go. Most of you will not keep to those kind of figures. The best way, as I say, the easiest way is to look in the mirror and to be honest. And if you can't be honest with yourself, or if you're not sure if you're being honest with yourself, because it's very easy to lie to yourself and not realise, get an independent person to look at you who will be brutally honest. It might be your mum, your dad, or a friend of yours, someone who likes to break balls, whatever. Get someone who's honest to look at you and go, yeah, you've gained a bit of weight today, or no, you're looking fantastic today. Yeah, this is working. Or mate, you've got smaller, or you're not. No, you haven't gained anything, which is more likely going to be the answer. You haven't gained nothing, mate. You might have no. The scales are telling you the truth. You haven't gained any weight, and it's not because you've got slimmer, because you've lost weight off your belly and you've gained a bit of muscle. No, you look exactly the same. Something's not working, and this is the brutal honesty of it now. People who are watching this who want to get bigger will probably be calling themselves hard gainers. The term is used over and over again. Oh, I'm a hard gainer. I don't believe in hard gainers. I believe that anyone can gain size, because look at Frank Zane, for example. Okay, he never became massive, but he had a lot of muscle, and he was about as ectomorphic as you get. Right? So what I mean is you can get big through your frame, you can get big for your metabolism, you can put muscle on at the very least, no matter how hard a gainer you are, no matter how fast your metabolism is, because you all have access to food. Or well, at least I hope you do. I hope you're not starving. But what I'm trying to say is we all have access to the same stuff. And it's basic biology. If you feed your body and you're feeding it more than what it needs, then you'll put weight on. And as long as you're exercising and you're not overfeeding it too much, then the excess weight food that you eat to just maintain your BMR, so to speak, will then be turned into things like muscle and that in response to exercise. But as I say, this is where the patience comes in. Don't try to gain significant amounts of muscle or weight in a very short period of time, because if you put a lot of weight on quickly, I can guarantee you, and this is coming from personal experience, it's not all going to be muscle. Some of it will be. If you're training very hard, like I used to do, I used to train very hard. I train even harder now, but I was training really, really hard. And obviously, as a result, you tell yourself that every pound that you gain is muscle, when it's not. It's not. If you're gaining, a stone a year, which is what I averaged at, that's hard. No, I'm sorry, but really, ideally, half a stone at most is what you can gain in a year, and that's going some. 3-4 pound a year is, actually that's quite likely. That's very easily doable. But £7 in a year, that's doable. But that takes a lot of effort at the same time. But £14 in a year, no. Realistically, I should have been looking at it and go, I'm putting on weight really quickly here, really quickly. I was actually putting on more than a stone at the beginning. Putting like a stone and a half on a year, it's a lot of weight to put on a year, and I should have worked out, this can't all be muscle, but I was young and I was making mistakes, and that's why I'm on here now, because a lot of you on here will be watching this, will be young, you'll be probably teenagers and don't know, you haven't gone through that journey yet, and don't want you to make the same mistakes. Now, of course, if you just want to become a massive, big-ass powerlifter or strongman, and you don't really care if you have a bit of a belly, because I didn't gain a big belly, I had a little bit of a belly, but, if you don't care, then, guys, it's simple. Eat. Just eat. Keep eating, but train hard with it as well, and you won't put on that much weight, especially when you're young. It's only when you start to get to my age, sort of 25 plus, I'm 29, and, 10 months, so I'm 30 in just over a month's time. When you get to my sort of age, things do start shutting down ever so slightly, not much, but they do start shutting down a little bit. And I've realised just how much harder it is to lose weight at this age, than it was when I was 18, 19 years old. Okay, regards diet, as I say, it is complicated, and this is why it gets complicated, because at first it might take you a little while to work out what to eat, how much to eat, so on and so forth, find out what works well, good for your body, and what you find that you like the taste of and can eat consistently that is healthy for you. For that, you're going to have to go out and find that for you guys. I can't advise you, because I don't know your taste buds. For me, it was milk, as I say, that was my secret weapon, was milk. I used to drink a lot of it, but it will be different for you yourself, for all individuals. But the hard bit comes is once you've worked it out, you start putting on the size, you start having to increase your diet, because as you get bigger, your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, okay, basal metabolic rate will go up with your body weight. So you actually have to start eating more as you get bigger and changing things around. But then as you get bigger, because bear in mind, like I said in the first video, getting big takes time. And when I say time, I don't mean weeks or months, I mean years. As we go on, you're starting to get older. Things start slowing down. So as you get bigger, you still need to eat more. But you need to eat more, not at a sort of linear rate. You've got to start possibly even eating a little bit less to try and maintain body weight, because as your metabolism shuts down as you get older. And it's a complicated one. But I hope I'm not putting anyone off. I'm just being brutally honest, guys. Diet will be the hardest thing for you guys to crack. And if you can crack it, then fair enough. Good. But the most simplistic way that I can put it is this, and if you take nothing away from this video other than this, then you will still succeed. That is, if you are not gaining weight, if you are static in your body weight, no matter how hard you train and how much weight you're lifting and you can't get stronger, then you need to eat more. That's a simple way to look at it, isn't it? That works. If you're maintaining size, you're not getting bigger, despite your training definitely 100% being good, you need to eat more. If you're eating a lot and and you're still not, then obviously what you need to consider possibly is that your training is not good enough. But let's assume that your training's spot on and you're not gaining weight, you need to eat more. If you're losing weight, or if you're gaining weight but not gaining strength, okay, you're gaining weight but not gaining strength, then you need to eat less because you're eating too much. And you're overfeeding and you're just gaining fat. So that's the most simplistic way of looking at it. But if you're a hard gainer and you're not gaining weight and your training's spot on, it's because you're not eating enough. I guarantee you, 100%, it's not. It's simply that you're not eating enough. I hope that helps, guys. I know I haven't given you actually any answers there and going, eat this, eat that, boom, 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 boom. And I will do a video on supplements because supplements can be useful. But really, ideally, you should be getting all your nutrition from basic foods. And supplements then are what they are. They are supplements to a good, healthy, well-balanced diet. And I will get into supplements and what they are, what I think are good, and what I think are useless, or perhaps less valuable, at least in my experience, in the next video perhaps, or in a later video at the very least. But I hope that helps a little bit. I really do. I haven't got much more to say on it, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.